all, welcome and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, actually I'm going to be talking about my son's first experience in the school when I took him to school for the first day when I took him to school. What happened? Yes, I'll place the picture here for you guys. So guys, that day was actually the 6th of January this month, when my child joined the school. I took him to school that day. You know, for me, I decided, let me just buy the everything for what is all things for the school. I bought everything for the school, even the hot pot for the school, a hot plate whereby I can cook food in the morning, pack for him, and then lunchtime he eats that food. That food remains hot up to lunchtime or even evening, and still safe for him to eat. So that day I packed everything, I dressed him up, and then took him to school. And yeah, he cried. He cried that day because I've never left him with someone strange, if not only the daycare that I used to take him and the rest of the family members. But that day, he saw it was like, first of all, when we entered the school, he was looking at school, just around. And then later when the teacher came and told him, come, come, we go to class, was like, Stacky. Stacky means I don't want. So was like, I don't want. Staki mimi, alafu ananiambia mam, beba gongo, mam, beba gongo, twende sweet, like mam, carry me on your back, we go and buy the sweet. Then the teacher had to lie to him, told him, come inside, I give you biscuit, then you go to mom. Then after that, I left him with the teacher and then came back home. Where I came home, I was even talking to myself, like sometimes I be like, oh, where have I left the baby from? Then I remember, okay, the baby is at school. And then also, well, it was actually even lunchtime, I was thinking, what am I going to cook for the baby for lunch? But anyways, that is it, because I was actually used to staying with him. At lunchtime, I think, what is he going to eat? At break time, I think, let me go and buy for him some fruits to eat. But that day, I was really lonely in my mind and thinking about him, what he eats for lunch, things like that, yet he's at school. The boy at school actually behaved well, because that day was actually for PE, physical, physical what? Physical, whatever, PE, physical education, yeah, PE. So, where I was just here, but I was here, but at the same time I was actually tensing, like what is, my heart was tensing, like I wasn't that happy so much, like sometimes I think of him, things like that. But then the time when I went to pick him was actually around 3, because normally pick him around 3:30 or sometimes 4. So guess what, when I went to pick the child at school, I was really, I was about to go crazy, like imagine taking your child to school when the child is normal, no any wound. I saw my son, I was like, oh my god, what is this? The got the wound here, the wall of here. You see, when the eye was really swollen like this, was about to be closed, the eye was whoop swollen like this. I was like, oh my god, Kwani teacher, you wanted to kill my child? Oh, what was happening? And then teacher said, oh, the kids were running around, and then he passed on a wrong route at the window, and then the window, he knocked that metal of the window. I was like, oh my god, Kale, you guys, where was the person who is supposed to be supervising the kids, taking care of the kids? You know, these kids don't know what to do. They're just new here, and they don't know where to go, where to start. So these kids need they need instructions from someone mature. And they were like, oh, we are sorry, the child was many of them were playing, they were just running around, and then for him he passed there, and then that window knocked him. Guys, I came home when I was very very angry. Like my mind was very rude at that time. I was like, hey, even I remember I shouted at that teacher. I was like, come on, you can't do this to my child. And even to make it worse, you did not call me to tell me what is this, that this and this has happened to my child. You just kept quiet like that, and you just waited for me to come. Now then you're telling me. And what about now if I change in my mind, I shout at you, or do, or arrest you guys, call police for you, because this is really a bad accident. You see, if that window was to remove my son's eye, what was going to happen, or what were you guys going to do? You know this is not good. You have to handle kids carefully. Then the teacher actually apologized, that they were sorry. Next time they will try their best to monitor the kids when it's time for PE. So I had to actually come home, but I wasn't that happy, and I had to treat him until now he's fine. But with that place where exactly that method banged him, where he knocked, that metal is now actually hard inside. It's hard inside, and like I said, I warned the teacher. I told the teacher, not, I do not want to see anything happening to my child again. And I remember even one day that my child actually, that they were, it was time for lunch, then they were giving kids food, that he refused to swallow the food, and no, he spitted out the food. I think the boy was satisfied, and the teacher beat the child. You know, my child does not, you know, not even my child, as a little child, a very small child will, let me tell you, kids from 3 years old to 4 years to 5 years will not hide you what the teacher did to them in school, what they did in school, what they have, anything they do at school. When they come home, they will tell you, oh mom, we did this and this, and the teacher told us this and this, and the other one also told us this and this. Yes, children come home and they tell you what they have done from school. And then that day when I was just going to pick the child was telling me, mom, teacher beat, teacher chapa pa. I was like, what? Sasa we came home talking about that. Then after nikaulize teacher chapa kwa nini, ndio akaniambia, first of all, when we were in school, the another child actually told me teacher alimchapa juu alitema chakula. Teacher alimchapa juu alitema chakula, ndio akamchapa. Sasa nikamuuliza huyu mtoto alimchapa sana? Akamchapa, akaambia alimchapa sana mpaka mtoto akalia. Una get? So the next day when I was taking him to school, I told the teacher, I do not want to hear again that you guys beat my child because of the food. Yes, give him the food. If he's satisfied, don't force him to eat. Leave the rest of the food and let him go to class. Don't beat my child because of anything. The child, if my child refuses to school, then you will take charge of it. Then I'm going to arrest you guys, or I'm going to sue you guys, because you guys are beating the child, you're threatening the child from school, which is not good. If the child does anything wrong, please tell me, and tell me, wait the time when I come to pick him, and then tell me your child did this and this, this and this, but don't beat the child. You see, let me tell you also, guys, if you are a mother outside there, don't recommend teachers to beat your child. Yes, their work is only to teach the kids and correct them. Or there is also the beating that they normally give in their hands. Also sometimes can be painful. It is just to tell them, if my child is not performing well, just let me know in case of any slow in catching up. Yes, Yes, in case of anything, let me know, tell me your child is doing this and this. You as a parent can correct your child the way you normally correct. If you want to correct your child with the talking, you can correct. If you normally pinch to correct, you can pinch as you. You know, the pinch of a parent is different from the pinch of a stranger, or the beating of the parent is different from the beating of a stranger. Okay? You as a parent, you can beat your child how you beat, like when you know is your child, when you know is still your child or she's still your child. But the other stranger will beat the child anyhow, the way she wants or the way he wants, you see, because the child is not understanding what or he or she is teaching, which is not good. Okay, I don't recommend beating a child at school. Yes, for the teachers, if you come across this video, that is the truth. I do not recommend any one of you beating the child at school. It is not good. If you've never seen a story that was of recent, a teacher in Nigeria actually beat the child, actually slapped the child, and the child died on the spot. Yes, go and see that story and you will learn a lot, because you know our reactions are different. Yes, there are some people that don't want to be scared, like you be like, what? Yeah, you don't you don't do that to some people. Maybe you get me seated and be like, you see, you scare me, and then I might faint there. You give me a slap, maybe my mind is having so many problems, I might end up fainting or just dying on the spot, which is not good. You teachers should love your lives before you do something. So that was my son's experience. He got the wound on the first day. Hmm? On the first day at school, and even up to now that mark is still there. I'm going to pick him at school, but maybe one day you'll see him in one of my videos. Yes, so that is all. Kindly make sure you subscribe to the channel, share the video, like, tell a friend to tell a friend to subscribe to the channel, and I love you so much. Much love. Mwah. Bye.